joining us is Brianna Westbrook. Brianna is in Arizona. She was a really big part of Bernie's campaign in Arizona as a surrogate. She's running for office herself as we speak. And you are actually kind of leading the charge to try and find a primary challenger against Kyrsten Sinema. So you got a lot going on as a candidate yourself and trying to find a candidate and obviously probably just living. But folks, remember, smash that like button, share this stream. So I wanted to start. I don't know what kind of historian you are, but I wanted to start. Maybe not everybody knows this, but like Kyrsten Sinema supported Ralph Nader like 20 years ago and was a member of the Green Party herself. So obviously, if you're going from a Nader supporter and a Green Party supporter, and her tweets from 10 years ago kind of sound like, a member of the squad now, obviously something happened and something changed. So can you kind of give us, as best as you know, a brief kind of history of who was she 10 to 20 years ago?
Well, thank you for talking about this very important subject and the evolution of Kyrsten Sinema. I did not get a chance to meet Sinema early in her political career here in Arizona, but have many friends that did know her in the beginning of her evolution into this monster that she's turned into, more or less. When she first stepped into Arizona politics, she was a member of the Green Party. She ran for office, fell short, then joined the Democratic Party, led multiple anti-war protests, was outspoken about immigration reform, went into the legislature, ended up winning for, coincidentally, the same area that I'm running for office, the Phoenix area, very liberal district. She was very, smart, spoke with, courage at the state legislature, very outspoken, really spoke with conviction to progressive issues. There's numerous videos out there of her speaking about like Lieberman and just progressive issues. Then she decided to run for Congress in Congressional District 9. And somewhere in that time frame, I want to believe that there was maybe the influence of Janet Napolitano. She wrote a book, Unite and Conquer, which is humorous if you read it now. And after that, as soon as she got in Congress, that's when the evolution began. And we had hoped, because she's never been in the majority, that, if we got her in the Senate and if Democrats did one day have the majority at that time, we thought that, she would adapt to the political climate and be a champion for people issues and human infrastructure and social policies that uplift the people on the bottom that are struggling. And she's done the complete opposite. She fooled us all. More or less, she's a snake oil salesman, which makes me wonder, if what she had spoke to early in her political career was authentic, or if maybe she was acting.
Right. And could you just drill in, because I know who she was, but so Janet Napolitano was Bill Clinton's attorney general. She was she a governor of Arizona? I forget.
Yes.
Yes. So Janet Napolitano was Clinton's attorney general, which, as we know, Bill Clinton legislated like a Republican. She was also from Arizona. But, you hear often, like putting aside Sinema for a second, I keep hearing when it comes to Sinema, when it comes to Manchin, that they have to be this way because states like Arizona are quote unquote moderate. But then I see, just the actual policies that are in the 3.5 trillion reconciliation deal, the policies that Bernie ran on, the policies that progressives run on, pretty popular, even in Arizona. So, I just want to quote from this Politico piece, Colin, if you have it. This was a piece that quoted a bunch of people, I guess, in Arizona. Quote, she's trying to be a moderate because Arizona is a moderate state. And the way you get elected here, or at least the way you have in the past, is not to be challenged in a primary and get your ass to the middle to try and keep enough swing voters in your camp. said David Doak, a retired longtime Democratic strategist. Given the polarization, the leftists are more left now, and the rightists are more crazy now. Your calculation needs to be different. Her calculation, I think, is off. So I read that. Again, I'm not from Arizona. You probably know better than I. I think that's a bunch of baloney. I think, yeah, maybe culturally Arizona might be more conservative, but are these policies not popular in Arizona?
They're wildly popular. Joe Biden's plan to build back better is popular in just about every corner of the United States. And not true. Historically, sure. Before the state started changing, before rights activists really started to organize together and build power on the backlash SB 1070. This state's been rapidly changing, rapidly turning more liberal, more democratic, and the issues that she is navigating through is completely wrong. She's playing politics like it's 1995. She's out of step with the needs of Arizonans, out of step on just about every single policy that you can think of, because she's playing with an outdated playbook, and it's unfortunate because she could be a hero in this moment, but she has decided to be a villain, and withhold and obstruct and hold America hostage over this false argument of bipartisanship. And we know that Republicans have no desire to work with Democrats in any capacity. Um, that is only amplified through the years with things like Citizens United, which has allowed exorbitant amounts of money, of corporate money, to fall into our, like, to filter into our political system. And it's just making it more and more difficult to pass legislation and work in a bipartisan manner
Mhm.
on issues that we should agree on. We should agree on that Americans shouldn't be homeless. We should agree on affordable housing. We should agree on having insulin if you need it to survive. We should agree on having hearing aids and vision, including. It's preposterous. It's absolutely ridiculous that we're having to debate, very very common sense policies that are more than partisan issues. They hit home with all Americans.
It just seems like she's not that interested in legislation, politics per se. It seems like she's interested in a lot of other things. She was an intern last summer, I think, like a paid intern at a winery. Cool if you have side interests outside of legislation, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like she's interested in legislation, policy. It does seem like she's interested in raising a whole lot of money from the donors. Colin, if you have, this is just from Open Secrets. She was a congresswoman first and now a senator, but I mean, her donor list is pretty, pretty significant. I mean, if you just scroll down on her donor list, you have um, lawyers and law firms. That's over 2.5 million. Usually that's financial lawyers, that category. Securities and investment, that's Wall Street has given her 2 million. Real estate, 1.4 million. You go down to business services, lobbyists, that's a million combined. I mean, miscellaneous finance, pharmaceuticals, $500,000. This is not that long of a career. I think she came in 2014. So, do you have a feel for kind of this suggestion that she's just trying to cash out and go to whatever her next reincarnation will be?
Well, I think we all have to speculate because she doesn't have the courage to speak to people about the issues that matter to her. So she's allowing everybody to paint a picture of who she is as an individual. I am a person that believes there's more good people in this world than bad people. And I hope that she will remember why she got in politics to begin with. And hopefully remember growing up in a gas station, which she shows in every one of her campaign videos and talks about being homeless, why she's in that position that but optically, based on the way that she acts, the outrageous, like, ring that she wore, drinking margaritas on Instagram, telling constituents and activists and everybody else basically to F off, which was completely inappropriate for a United States senator to do. Um, it feels like that she's just here for the glitz and glamour at this point. Like she just wants to be in a position of power.